Chris, what is our second main topic today?
This comes from Steven. Greetings, Campea crew. I've seen some of the promo art for Thor Love and Thunder making the rounds on social media, featuring our main characters. I noticed that Star-Lord had his own promo art, but not the other Guardians. Does this mean his role in the film is much more significant than a cameo, or is this a marketing misdirect?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, man. Now, of course, the other day, we had our first look, I believe it was our first look, at the characters from Thor Love and Thunder in the form of toys, right? There was toys coming out, and we got a good look at some of the toys, and they look great. We got our first look at Ravager Thor, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
Most significantly, we got our first real look at Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcher.
Yes.
Which I'm hearing a bunch of people crying online about it. I thought it looked great.
Well, it just doesn't look exactly like the comic.
No, exactly. It doesn't look exactly like the comic book, but of course, you're not going to bring in a Christian Bale if you're just going to CGI over him.
No, he looked great.
I thought he looked great.
In the comic, it's like if Slimer and a Twi'lek had a baby.
Yes.
Like, why would you want that in the live action?
Yeah, I personally don't think it would have translated well into live action, but other people feel differently, and I respect that. But I love
Wolverine's not 6 feet tall, John.
Yeah, I don't know if people know that. Actually, there's probably a whole generation of people now who just assume
what do you mean
Wolverine is
5 feet?
6'2", 6'3". Anyway, guys, so another toy image got out. Now, there was one that came out earlier just kind of at the side of the character. But now we've got a better look at the design of him. And this is the design we're looking at here. Now, he's still in his recognizable red, but this is a new design for it. He's also got metal plating on the outside. He's sporting a little bit more of a full beard now, all that kind of stuff. But what's really interesting, what gives us maybe a hint that Star-Lord, who I admit up until this point, I've kind of believed would only be playing kind of a slightly bigger version of a cameo in this movie. Like, not literally just a cameo, but maybe just slightly bigger than a cameo. It's kind of what I thought we'd be getting from the character. But according to the description on this toy box of Star-Lord, who, by the way, is getting his own figure, it says this: Peter Quill and the Guardians of the Galaxy return, teaming up with friends new and old to defend the galaxy from a dangerous new enemy. Now, look, I don't want to read too much, although that's what film fans do. We read everything into the slightest thing. Kevin Hart has blue shoelaces. Confirmed. He's the villain in Blue Beetle. I mean, that's what we as film fans do.
We don't read between the lines. We read between the molecules.
We read between the molecules of the lines. But reading that statement, to me, this suggests that Star-Lord, while maybe not as big of a role as, say, Hulk played in Thor Ragnarok, but seeing his own toy figure, reading the description that he's teaming up with all these people to fight Gore the God Butcher, this to me suggests that Star-Lord's going to be a significant player in this movie, which I never thought he would be. I thought he would be in maybe the first 5 minutes, while Ravager Thor is booting around the galaxy with the Guardians of the Galaxy, gets an urgent message from King Valkyrie that he's needed back for something, and then that would be the end of it. We'd get like 5, 6, 7 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy, that would be the end of it. Now it's sounding like it could be something a little bit significant. I'll say this: if he is, I'm all in, because I loved the banter between Thor and Star-Lord. I loved it. I want to hear the other Guardians of the Galaxy referring more to Thor's physique. What did Drax call him? He looks like an angel. Had an angel
man
angel
angel
warrior baby, or whatever it is he called him. And constantly making poor Star-Lord feel.
And they both have a weight problem.
It's like a pirate and an angel had a baby.
It's like a pirate and an angel.
So
had a baby.
Star-Lord pushing maximum density, he's one sandwich away. He was getting fatter. Thor, he's a little fat.
Well, if you saw the picture of Ravager Thor, that's not the case.
I
we
think
need
it's
an 80s Rocky workout montage.
I'm hoping. That's what I was going to say. Wouldn't that be funny? Like but it's not just a workout montage. They're competing. It's Star-Lord versus Thor in a workout montage. Who's going to get ripped faster?
Thirst trap to end all thirst traps.
I mean, and what piece of music Will Taika Waititi?
Well, it would have to be 80s, right? It would have to be 80s.
I mean, it couldn't be Eye of the Tiger. It'd have to be something else.
what
but,
year did Eye of the Tiger come out?
Like the 82.
When did Peter get taken?
Oh.
Yeah, I think it very well could be Eye of the
But the
Tiger.
way they use the immigrant song in
Yeah, but that's for
Ragnarok.
action sequence. This is actual music that Star-Lord has on him. Come on, what better workout song would there be than Eye of the Tiger?
The Eye of the Tiger's already rocky. I think if they use
course,
something that we
that's a
hadn't
good
yet,
thing.
but if they use something that we hadn't, like I don't know, I don't know what it would be.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's move on to you hearing this description. They're putting out his own figure now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a kind of a new, different look for it. What does this tell you, if anything? Like, am I reading too much into this? Because, oh, heavens, film fan, reading too much into something.
No,
but,
I mean,
but
look.
do you think this means we could see more of him in this movie than we thought? We want to take a minute and thank the sponsors of this video, Liquid IV. Now, listen, just one stick of Liquid IV added to 16 ounces of water will hydrate you faster and more efficiently than just water alone. It contains 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, and of course vitamin C with 3 times the electrolytes as traditional sports drinks. And what makes Liquid IV so effective is the science of cellular transport technology, or CTT. You see, it's designed to enhance rapid absorption of water and other key ingredients into your bloodstream faster and more efficiently. You know, Ann and I get up pretty early in the morning to go to the gym because we can't go to the gym at any other time during the day. And for the last couple of weeks, I have been drinking 1 full glass of water with Liquid IV. And all I can tell you is you can feel the difference during the workout. So go and grab Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code CAMPEA at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use the promo code CAMPEA, that's CAMPEA, at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today when you go to liquidiv.com, and remember, use the promo code at checkout, CAMPEA.
I absolutely think so. Because remember, whatever's going on with the Guardians in this movie has to be the bridge to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So I think that, you know, Peter Quill has lost Gamora, and he's in kind of not a good place. And I'm sure Thor isn't in a great place either, even though they've just emerged victorious. I think the two of them as characters being damaged or wanting to change themselves, or like you said, the banter between those guys and what's going to happen. I think it's going to be, I do think that Peter Quill will jettison at some point halfway through the movie, but I think we're going to get some great stuff between the two of them, and I'm there for it, dude.
Chris, you're seeing this report. You're taking a look at the image. He's growing out the beard, new costume, says that he's going to be fighting alongside against this new enemy. Yeah. Does it point us towards that we're going to see a more significant role for him in this movie than we originally thought? Or do you still think it's going to be a relatively small one because there's a lot of other characters to be dealt with here as well?
Yeah.
I would think it would mean more screen time for him, because I went into this thinking it would kind of be like how we saw Tony in Spider-Man Homecoming. Just
Right.
kind of like a little bit of guidance, getting Thor back on his path, maybe popping in at one point to be like, you're a danger to yourself and the Asgardians, Thor, just some kind of thing. I don't know. But now it sounds like he'll be interacting with him a lot more. And it would make sense for Star-Lord to maybe take a break from the Guardians, especially if we have different timeline Gamora hanging out with them. That might be a little too hard for Star-Lord to be around. So maybe he's going to go off with Thor, have an adventure, give her some much needed space. And going back to that fight montage, y'all remember, he has a Zune now. He can stream music.
That's right.
The possibilities are endless.
Oh, no.
I want to ask Ray this, though. Like, with Thor coming up, are you looking forward? Do you want to see? I can't remember how, like, are you a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan? Are you excited about seeing him in there? Do you think, we've already got Thor, and we got Gore, and we got Valkyrie, and I don't know. What are you thinking?
I love every interaction I've seen of Thor and Star-Lord. I just want more of that. I mean, I hope it doesn't get old throughout the movie. I don't think it is going to, but I anything Chris Pratt is in, I'm in. Like, whatever. Jurassic World, this movie. If he's in it, he's one of those people that actually I like to see every movie they're in, just because of the charm, the energy they bring. But
Passengers?
Yeah, I seen that and I actually liked it. That and,
Me
and
too.
Tomorrow War.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
I
War was
liked
good.
Tomorrow War. I did like. I
He
wasn't
was-
big on Passengers.
He was really good in Tomorrow War.
Yeah, I thought he was. Quite
I thought
good
he was really
in
good in Tomorrow
Yeah,
War.
that one worked. For me.
So I'm all in for Chris Pratt, and so I'm happy that hopefully he's in more of the movie than we initially thought he was going to be. So yeah.
By the way, this opens up the question too about how much of the other Guardians of the Galaxy we're going to see. We know that Drax is going to be there.
Rocket.
I think it's pretty safe to say that Rocket's going to be there. We know Gamora is going to be in it. So that raises the question: is the opening of this film going to be them finding Gamora, or will the MCU do what the MCU has done? Remember at the end of the one Iron Man movie, I'm no longer Iron Man. And then the next time we see him at the beginning of Age of Ultron, I'm Iron Man. And he's taking, and they just skipped all that. Are they just going to skip all that and we're going to start Thor 4 with the Guardians, including Thor, and Gamora's already part of the crew again? And they just go, I'm still not sure about you, but I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean,
Because you can't spend a lot of this movie of them just searching for Gamora.
you know what? I think that Taika Waititi he has a singular sensibility of humor. And I've really appreciated, we watched him grow as a filmmaker. I think whatever he's going to do, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be wildly entertaining. And I think he will take into consideration what came before. Because after you've pointed out many times, Ragnarok was a dark, dark film in terms of the MCU. And I think he's going to, with his brand of humor, he makes the spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down.
By the way, I was just going to say, this picture I have up here with you in it, this picture just makes me smile. Star-Lord and Thor. I don't know why. I look at this, it just makes me smile. It makes me happy seeing that picture.
I think it's going to be great, whatever it is. But I think they will take it because Gamora just walked off in Endgame.
Yes.
Where'd she go? So wherever she went, it's going to be interesting. And I think there's probably comic gold to be mined there. So,
But again, with her being in the movie and this not being a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, right? They're pretty much just going to have to skip over a big story, right? I always thought at the end of Endgame, I thought, okay, so the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie is going to be about, it's going to be their search for Spock. It's going to be the search for Gamora. They're going to find Gamora, then reintegrate. But if she's in this movie, that means they got to skip over a lot of that. And Chris, let me ask you, what do you think the chances are that when we start this Thor movie, that they've already found her and she's already back on board? What's not the Milano anymore? What's it called? The name of is it the Benatar?
yes.
Is it the Benatar?
Yep.
The new one is the Benatar. But I don't know. So what do you think? They haven't found her yet. They have found her. How do you think this starts?
I'm hoping they haven't found her, and maybe that's our first opening move is coming to where Gamora is,
Yeah.
and kind of the pep talk of you've got this, man. Don't worry. Play it cool. It's going to be fine. She fell in love with you. It can happen again. Don't worry about it. I think it'd be really sweet to have a moment like that between the two fellas.
What if Gamora falls for Thor?
Oh.
It is
like
called
that.
Love and Thunder
Running
after all.
her fingers over the old muscular contours in Infinity
I mean,
War.
what if they both get
it
into
would-
tip-top shape?
It would make a lot more sense for her and her sister to talk about. It doesn't make sense for you to be in love with this one.
Right.
Why aren't you in love with that one? Yeah, I know. That would make more sense.
Yeah.
There could
and
be some good sister talk.
romantic
there, yes.
rivalry through the entire film. He's trying to win Gamora over.
And all this comes from one picture of
Yeah.
a Star-Lord toy.
So we've had no plot or synopsis or nothing really.
Other than Gore is showing up. I mean, and then we know, of course, that Jane comes into possession of the reassembled Mjolnir and gets bestowed with the powers of mighty Thor. But other than that, right now we don't know a lot.
Any chance of them even trying to rebuild Asgard, something like that?
Well, no,
On
Asgard's
the-
already, the new Asgard's
Yeah.
on Earth.
Oh, okay.
Remember? So they've already got that. So, and I really do think we were talking about Hasbro before the show because of a certain earnings call that Hasbro is having on the 19th. I believe the trailer for this movie is going to drop on the 18th. If not, then we're going to get it a week later at CinemaCon, one of the two. Anyway, guys, we got to move on. Question for you is, what do you think about this new look of Star-Lord, and what do you think that means for his presence now that we hear about his description in Thor Love and Thunder? Do you think it's going to be still just a cameo, or are you starting to think it might be a little bit bigger than that? Maybe Tony Stark size in Spider-Man Homecoming, maybe Hulk size in Thor Ragnarok. How big of a role do you think it's going to be? And where are we going to find Gamora in all of this? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.